In this video, we will be factoring this polynomial function, and we will be finding all of the roots, also known as zeros. Actually, let me be clear. The factoring is not actually part of the answer for this problem. So some students were getting confused because in many other problems that we've done, we factored and we found the zeros. Factored, zeros. These are the factors, these are the zeros. This is factored form, these are the zeros, also known as roots. However, this time, you're only asked for one of these things, not both. This time, you are asked for the roots, or zeros. You are not asked for the factors. So you will not put, like x plus 3, 2x plus 1, or minus 1, or whatever it turns out to be. You will not put that on this line. We may run into that along the way, but it will not be the answer. Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. Now, how many roots or zeros will this function have? This function will have 3 zeros, according to the fundamental theorem of algebra. The degree is 3, there should be 3 zeros, counting repeated roots separately if there are any. So, we can see 2 of those zeros right now. -1 and +1 right off the chart. So we really don't need a calculator for this one, because if we type this into our calculator, this is what we would see. So we know 2 of the zeros. We need to figure out what the other one is. So let's just begin our synthetic division. So -1, and then we have 2, 1, -2, -1. Okay. I bring down the 2. 2 times -1 is -2. Add them up, you get -1. Multiply, you get +1. Add them up, you get -1. Multiply, you get +1. Add them up, you get 0. So far I have this. So I used the -1. So I should definitely go ahead and record that -1. Now, so far, so this -1 gives us a factor of x plus 1. All right, just keeping track of what we have. Now, this 3-number sequence is 2x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, so that's what we have factored down to so far. If I want to find the other zeros, including the +1, I will go ahead and factor this some more. Okay, so 2x squared can only factor as 2x and x. Okay, 1 can only factor as 1 times 1. Inner plus outer equals middle. So inner, I have 1x. Outer, I have 2x. I'm trying to get -1 in the middle. So I need a +1 and a -2. So plus, minus. Positive times a negative is a negative, so we're good. So now I have factored it completely. Bringing down the x plus 1 from before, this is the complete factorization. Do not, I repeat, do not take this and put it on the answer line. This is not the answer. All right, this is factored form. These are the factors. I'm asking you for the roots and zeros. So part of getting full credit is showing me that you understand what these vocabulary words mean. So if I ask you for the roots or zeros and you give me a bunch of factors, you're showing me that you don't know the difference between factors and roots. So these are the factors. To get the rest of the zeros, I will set these equal to 0 and solve. I've already got the 0 from the x plus 1, so I don't need to do that. But I will set 2x plus 1 equals 0, and I will set x minus 1 equal to 0. So this will give me 2x equals -1. Dividing by 2, that gives me x equals -1/2. Adding 1 to both sides, I get x equals 1. So these are the other two roots, negative 1/2 and 1. So that is what goes on this line, negative 1/2 and 1. Nothing else. Don't give me the factors and the zeros if I just ask you for the zeros. Don't squeeze them all up together on the line, figuring the answer's in there somewhere. He's going to give me credit, not full credit. Okay, moving on. The next problem is very similar, so let's roll with it. This time I do want the factors and the zeros, as you can see. So let's do this. Grouping does not look possible. If I do this one divided by that one, that's negative 17 over 3. If I do this one divided by that one, that's a 3. If I do this one divided by that one, that's 8 over 18, which reduces down to 4 over 9. If grouping were to work, these would be the same. Since they are not the same, you know grouping is not the thing to do. So what do? You go to your multi-view. Hop, that rhymed. I should be a rapper. Psych. So let's hit that table button. So we have 3x to the third power minus 17x squared plus 18x plus 8. Okay, I like to start at negative 10 because it rarely goes past that. I'm going to scroll down looking for 0 over here. That's not it, by the way. So 0, 2 is one of our zeros, positive 2. Okay, great. So I'm definitely going to write down positive 2 as one of my zeros and x minus 2 as one of my factors. All right, now I'm going to do my synthetic. So 3, negative 17, 18, and 8. All right, 3 times 2 is 6. That's negative 11. Times 2 is negative 22. That's going to be negative 4. Times 2 is negative 8. 0. All right, as we knew it would be. Now if I put these variables back in here, this is 3x squared. This is negative 11x minus 4. Okay. So this is what I have so far. All right, and of course I had my factor of x minus 2, so I have that. Now this pink part, I'm going to try to factor that some more. 3x squared can only factor as 3x times x. 4. Now 4 is either going to be 2 times 2 or 1 times 4. I really don't know which one it's going to be yet. So let me try 2 times 2. Now what I know is inner plus outer equals middle. Inner, I've got 2x. Outer, I've got 6x. I'm trying to get a middle of negative 11. The biggest I can make out of this is 8. So that means this is not working. Alright, that means the 2 times 2 option was a no-go. Alright, so now I'm going to try the 1 times 4 option. Again, inner plus outer equals middle. Inner, I've got 1x. Outer, I've got 12x. I'm trying to make negative 11. So I can get negative 11 if this is positive and this is negative. So positive, negative. All right, and positive 1 times negative 4 makes negative 4, so we're good. So now we have factored completely. All right, I'm bringing this down to this is completely factored right here. Okay, so I had my x minus 2 over there already, but now I can add on to that 3x plus 1 and x minus 4. Now setting these equal to 0 and solving, alright, adding 1 to both sides, I have 3x equals 1. Dividing by 3 gives me x equals 1/3. And of course adding 4 to both sides gives me x equals 4. So there are the factors and there are the zeros. So this is the completely factored form of the function. Alright, that's it for number 7. And the next problem is completely different, so I'm going to stop the video here.